My name is Professor Diakite. I come from Mali, West Africa. I came here in 2003, first as a student, and right now I am the preceptor of African language program here at Harvard. I speak Jula, I speak Maningo, I speak Bambara, I speak Sarakuli, and half like Fulani. On top of that, I speak Arabic, I speak French, and as you see, a little bit of English. French being the official language in the country, if you speak French, you are among the privileged group. There is a big sense of nationalism in Mali. A lot of older people, they don't allow you to speak French to them. You go to school, you speak French. When you come home, you greet your father, you say bonjour. Are you crazy? English, because it's in the music, it's in movies, and everybody knows that if you want to come to America, you have to speak English. Then a lot of people also attach a lot of prestige to English, and they try to speak it anyhow. Right now, among the educated people, there is even this discussion whether we should go for English as a medium of instruction, like Rwanda. They just switched from French to English, and it made their life easier because they can work with all the English-speaking countries, and then also all the resources that are available in English they can use. Well, as you see, the beauty of a rock comes from the mixture of its colors. Some languages are healthier, some other ones are sick, and some are even dying. Now, in a country like Mali, for example, it is always good to maintain Bambara because 80% of the population speak Bambara. If we want to implement Bambara as an official language, there is nothing that will prevent it. But as you see, there's a lot of politics behind languages. Education is financed by big institutions. For example, if Mali needs $1 billion for its education, now Mali's voice is too small in the international community to gather this billion. Come, you say, okay, I want to study Bambara and we want to move to Bambara. And then you go, you want money to support that. The international community has already said that every language is worth learning and we should all learn in our languages. But you go and ask money to come and support your language, nobody is feeling like it's mine and nobody is ready to support it, so you come empty-handed. Then you feel like, well, I need a bigger language than mine. And that need will push you for an international language. The other side, every language contains culture and a lot of knowledge, wisdom. So I think that if we lose any language, we are losing wisdom and culture, a lot of knowledge. So we should not let any of them die. And a way to keep them alive is to give them status. I know, for example, in America, English is not an official language because America doesn't have an official language, but everybody speaks it. If you go and say, okay, I want to see French-speaking countries, you'll find countries like Mali. But you go to Mali, you discover that only 13% or 15% of the population speak French. Those who went to school. And the vast majority didn't go to school. So how can you explain? Now, if that's French and the language is French, then what will you do with the 75% of population who do not speak French? Right? So we have to maintain their language. If we want them to be active members of, let's say, democracy, let's say any type of governance we want to implement, if we want them to be actively involved, we have to speak in a language they understand. Right? So these languages, we have to give them status, and we have to work to improve them. To improve, what I mean by that is to write them down. If they don't have writing system, let's create for them. Then the knowledge they have, let's put them down so that we don't lose them anymore. One of our African wise men said, an elderly person who dies in Africa is like a baobab tree falling down. And a baobab tree for him, and not only for him, for an African-minded person, when you say baobab tree, it's like you say in a library. In this order, the established order now goes by writing. Whatever they put down, that's what will continue. You call yourself a name, but it's not written, so your culture is not written. Whoever has a culture that is written, as I said, a language is a bag. Whatever is put in French, in English, that continues, even if it's with a small group of educated group. You go to Mali, this same river they call Niger. We don't call it Niger. We've been living with our river for thousands of years. We call it Joliba. Nobody mentions Joliba. Everybody is calling it in papers, Niger, Niger. I just wanted to show that we share culture is more important than we sharing just part of a language. Because as you move a group from the center to another place, they start speaking the language with different accents. And then with time, you may think that these are different people, but they're all the same people. But what exacerbates the difference is when somebody else comes and start calling all of you different names. Then you don't feel like you all belong to the same country anymore, to the same group anymore. Then the division has a long way to go. But with Mali, because we all know that we all came from Mali, our ancestors were Malians, then whether we speak Bambara, we speak Fulani, we speak any other language, that's not the most important. The most important is we are Malians, and we have contributed to the civilization, human civilization.